Do I intro? Our next speaker is Amada Cuda. Good changes are coming. As VPE, Vice President of Education, Amanda gets the privilege to talk about the unsexy topic of pathways. What is it? What's happening? And what's changing? Please welcome our club's newest distinguished Toastmaster and our Vice President of Public Relations, Amada Cuda. Good changes are coming. Don't forget to unmute.
Change is what makes life exciting, daring, different, and inspired. Stop fighting it. Embrace it. Welcome, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm excited today because we have some exciting updates about Pathway, and I'm here to tell you all about it. But first, why are you here? What is it that you're wanting to even get out of Toastmasters to begin with? Hopefully, you've come here with a purpose and a plan and maybe some goals. And if you're not quite sure what that is, well, I've got some bullet points there for you to just remind yourself on what it is that you're here for. Are you here to master your presentation, organize a speech, gain some confidence? What is it? Maybe it's some business skills that you want, like creating a podcast or building a social media presence. Goals are why you are here. You are here to be better. Like Darren Hardy would say, be better every day. So when you come to Toastmasters, we have what we call pathways, which is essentially a learning management system. And what we have are different paths that you can choose to help you achieve your goals. And we have 11 paths to choose from. Whether you're like Sarah wanting to focus on engaging humor, or Benron who's trying to focus on persuasive influence. I'm deeply sorry, Benron. I don't remember which path you've chosen, but I feel like you're really good at trying to be persuasive. So they are paths that you can choose to help you achieve your goals. Now, if you don't know what goal you're trying to achieve, that's okay. There is an assessment you can take. And our Toastmasters system will help you find which pathway will help meet your goals and objectives. And then we have this system called the base camp that your pathway lives on. And if you've ever looked into pathways, and back in the early 2020s, Greg and I did some training for the club on pathways. And we found that it's not a very intuitive system to use. And Greg and I are very tech savvy. In fact, that is actually what Greg does for his career. So for Greg to say that, and for me, a tech savvy person to say that, how is the rest of Toastmasters coping with Basecamp? But don't worry, my friends. Good things are coming. But let me give you a little backstory and a little nostalgia moment for Greg, Lisa, and Antonio, and maybe Max. I don't know when Max joined. But back in the day, we used to have manuals. Oh, my confident leadership manual. And when you joined Toastmasters, you were given these two manuals, competent communicator and competent leadership. And you would have to go in, you would fill out your project things, and then to get credit at the end of a manual, you would have to get all this thing filled in, and then your manual would fall apart. We had these manuals from 1924 to 2017 for 93 years. as Toastmasters is celebrating their 100 years this year, our centenary. Yeah. So in 2017, we threw these manuals out, or you kept them like me because you're a hoarder, or you had to complete it. And we went to the space camp system. Now, Toastmasters got so much feedback about base camp. And like I mentioned, not an intuitive program and quite difficult to use. And we've been using the system for the last 7 years. Do you know when the system was implemented? I was a new Toastmaster, and the old school people were having a fit about the new online educational program. I think this is 2017. Why has it taken so long? You can tell the generation gaps. So, what is coming? So many cool things. Firstly, we're getting rid of 5 pathways. Just gone. Because we kind of found out there was a bit of a double up between certain paths. So they looked at what was the most popular, what was the most effective, and we are keeping 6 paths moving forward. Now, if you are already enrolled in one of the paths that is being crossed out, don't worry, you have some time to complete it. But for the people like Greg and I, new base camp is coming. Yeah. Okay. So when is this happening? If you currently log into Basecamp, this message pops up to say that there will be an outage from October 9 to October 25 for the new system to take place. My husband, if you don't know, is a senior development software engineer for Amazon. And when I had a conversation with him about this length of time, he thought it was a bit excessive. Whether it takes this amount of time, whether it takes longer, we don't know. But I guess Toastmasters is preparing us for them to iron out any kinks in the transition process. What does this mean for our club? We have 3 meetings during this time. So we need to fill 2 speeches per meeting. And if you're like me who want to plan a speech on the morning of the meeting when there's a speaker spot available, you have some time to prepare. And I'm going to make this a 10 to 12-minute speech, Ben Ron. Why not? We've got time. This is important. So we need to plan. You have goals to be here. We want you to meet goals, and we want speeches during these meetings. So if you haven't already selected a path, please do so, but please choose from the 6 that are currently going to be active moving forward. Now, for those who are already using pathways, we need you to go into Basecamp and do some really important steps, or you're going to lose a bunch of information once the transition period happens. So first things first, we need to log in and copy any comments, feedback, encouragement, letters, anything that you have received in Basecamp, or that will be poof, gone. Then you need to download any documents. So if you've had any documents you've uploaded, I know my very first icebreaker speech in Pathways, I uploaded my evaluations. I need to go in there and download them. Take screenshots. So if you have done any of the assess your skills within a project, understanding your leadership style, there are certain things that you need to do in order to keep this information. So please go in, copy, paste, screenshot, whatever it is that you need to do in these areas. And then if you want to save any certificates, like this is my completion of my motivational strategies path, please go in and download your certificates. Most importantly, if you need to sign off on a level, please get that done ASAP, because we actually need to submit that into Club Central by October 4th. So We need to plan and continue our growth. And everybody unmute. And what's the date we need to undo it by? To do it by? Everybody, say it with me.
October
October 4th.
4th.
Yes, because we're achievers. And if I tell you October 4th, you have 4 days to get it done after that. Because I know better to give people the actual date and deadline. So don't forget, we have these meetings, and I'm here to help and support you all. So please schedule a Zoom with me. I'll pop my Calendly in the chat. Schedule a meeting if you need help with any of this transition, because new exciting changes are coming soon. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Amanda. Could we have the timers report, please?
Yes, I'm sorry. I thought it was a 5 to 7 minute speech, so I was doing the backgrounds. Let me just calculate how long it took then, because I was timing it. 10 plus 40. 9 minutes and 20 seconds, if I timed
Okay.
correctly.
I think it did say 5 to 7 minutes. I think she switched it in the middle of the speech, if I'm not mistaken. So do not try this at home unless you're a DTM. No,
Yeah,
don't
I didn't need
time
the
me.
timer.
She's using that acronym, that old school Toastmasters, right, Tony? DTM would mean
Don't time me.
which is not cool. But anyway, thank you very much, Amanda. Could we get 2 minutes on the clock so we could write our evaluations? I believe Sarah did put her link below. If you could please, yes, 2 minutes, and somebody say it loud.